Motorhead Garage, presented by Dragonfire Tools.com. Industrial workbenches with integrated tool storage. And brought to you by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. Shock Therapy, ride your way. And by Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radio since 1977.
This is Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonfireTools.com. Here on Motorhead Garage, you've seen a lot of custom cars, but you haven't seen anything like this. A custom golf cart from Copeland's Custom Carts. Daniel, you're the guy behind all of this. Why are carts like this so popular?
It started off a couple years back during the pandemic. Everyone wanted something but really couldn't get out. So all of a sudden, guess what? Golf carts hit the scene, went crazy. Everyone just wanted a regular golf cart. But here at Copeland's Custom Carts, we like to turn regular stuff into crazy things.
And golf cart's kind of a misnomer because that's how these start, but you aren't designing these for the golf course.
No, I rarely ever design them for the golf course. Mostly they're for neighborhoods, campgrounds, recreational use. We got into golf cart a couple years back while we were camping and noticed that there was a golf cart parade and everyone wanted the baddest golf cart, so hey, let's start it.
Well, and if you're spending that much time in the neighborhood or in the campground, you want it to be comfortable.
Right.
And stereo is another thing that they want and all that stuff. So where does the customization begin? Do I bring one to you?
You can bring one to me or I provide the carts. We start from the ground up. We start with the frame, motor, and build it to your desire. So you get to pick the color, the seats, the audio. We turn your dreams into reality, really, so it's fun.
Cool, and you started in audio.
Yes.
Way back when, and now how important is audio to a cart like this?
It just sets it off. You can have a regular golf cart and cruise with a handheld speaker, or you can have something that's built into your golf cart and Bluetooth. What we do is customize the audio.
And let's talk about this particular system. It's from Kenwood, right?
It is.
Yeah, why do you like to go with the Kenwood?
They make many different options, but this is fully marine grade, so you can actually leave it outside. So if it does get wet, you don't have to worry about ruining the speakers. It's fully marine grade speakers, front and rear, makes it easy.
You talk about leaving these out in the weather. The seats are something that jumps out at me. This looks like leather, this looks something I don't want to leave outside, but that's not the case.
No, this is all marine grade material, so it can get weathered and get wet as well.
How much of this work do you do yourself?
I do pretty much all of it myself. I do use a company for my fabric, and I do use a paint company as well, but everything else is mine.
If folks are looking at this, a couple things are wondering, how fast does it go?
Your basic golf cart will run around 10 to 12 mile an hour. We like to beef that up a little bit. So we can actually add a different motor and controller. Some of these carts are pushing 35, 40 mile an hour. This in particular runs around 22 to 25.
So going that fast, is it street legal?
It is street legal, yes. To be street legal, you need a few things. Turn signals, of course, brake lights, headlights, tail lights, mirrors, a horn, and a DOT-approved windshield. And then also you can get a tag for that, the LSV tag, which is low-speed vehicle.
Well, of course, all the parts have the manufacturer's warranty, and Copeland's Custom Carts guarantees their work for 6 months. You can't beat it. You've got to have one of these carts if you live on your golf cart. Find them at CopelandsCustomCarts.com.
Your car feeling a little sluggish, or perhaps you have a lack of power. It could be due to a clogged catalytic converter. Welcome to this AMSOIL Tech Tip. It's all about the catalytic converter, my friends. Let's talk about what it does. It takes those gases like HCs, hydrocarbons, runs it through there, and out comes H2O, water. Carbon monoxide comes into this, and out the other side comes carbon dioxide. Oxides and nitrogen, or NOx, that goes into the catalytic converter, and out comes nitrogen and oxygen separate. So you're not doing any damage to the atmosphere. How does it work? Well, it's all those precious metals you're hearing about: rhodium, palladium, and platinum. Very valuable piece here. What's going on is, as it passes through there, a chemical reaction happens, and when it happens, it changes those states and it comes out as a clean gas. Now, what's going on? You actually can test these things. How do you test them? Well, they're like an oxygen storage container. If you blow heat on a fire, it's going to get hotter from the inlet to the outlet. So you can take a pyrometer, you can shoot one end, and then you can shoot the other end. You should have an increase in temperature from one end to the other, going up a little bit, because it's taking that oxygen, it's blowing it on that fire, and it's getting hotter. Or you can go down and get a back pressure gauge. The back pressure gauge, you just take out the oxygen sensor, screw it in its place, crank it up, and look at the pressure. At idle, you should have about 1.5. At 2,000 or 3,000 RPM, you want 3 PSI or less. Back pressure is not a good thing. But Len, I wouldn't dream of messing with an exhaust system without spraying the bolts first, lubricating them, or you're gonna end up with broken bolts. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, and that's always the case when you work on exhaust, is rust, and you have to deal with it, whether you're where I live in the northern states where things can get rusty, or where you are. You've got to deal with it, and for that we've got our metal protectant, and that's called MP. This is designed to get in there. It's very, very solvent, and it'll dig into those threads, it'll dig into that rust, and it'll actually free those bolts if you spray them 24 hours prior to working on it.
That's a great idea. What a tech tip right there. Now, I live in Florida, salt water. You live in the snow with salt. You got to protect it as well. You have another product for that?
That's correct. That would be the MP HD. So before it rusts, if you want to take care of it, you would apply this to it. Case in point, if you wanted to store a trailer, you'd spray the hitch, or you'd spray the safety chains, anything that you didn't want to rust for a period of storage, we'd recommend this product. It forms a real protective coating on that metal, and it sticks.
Now, rust is a 4-letter word, and you don't want that. So check out these products and so many more at their website, AMSOIL.com.
MotorheadGarage.tv. That's where you can go to tell us why you or someone you know should be our PaintedAutoParts.com Motorhead of the Week. Now, we've had builders, collectors, racers, all kinds of folks as our previous Motorheads. Well, how about a true Renaissance man? Dan Boyle lives in White House, Ohio, and first of all, he says he watches the show every week, so thank you, Dan. And by the way, Dan is a driver's driver when it comes to semi-trucks. He operates a triple, which is essentially a train that rolls down the highway, if you've never seen one of these things, over 100 feet long, and it takes mad skills, and he's got them thanks to 22 years of truck driving. When he's not behind the wheel of his big rig, you might find Dan cruising on a big old Goldwing. He sold his 1984 model a few years ago, moved up to a 2008, which he still loves. But Dan's real passion, I told you he was a Renaissance man, his real passion is music. Yeah, Dan plays the pipe organ, something he's actually been doing for 42 years in church. Bet you it's even more difficult than driving one of those triples. Well, hats off to Dan Boyle for being our PaintedAutoParts.com Motorhead of the Week, and to all the truckers out there who keep America and the entire world moving. And hats off to you for tuning in every week to Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonfireTools.com. From everyone here at Motorhead Garage, we'll see you next time.